So, good afternoon, buenos dias, bonjour, bon dia. Thank you for joining our webinar. We are here with Felipe Fernandez, the Director of Sales of Terranova. Something else. So, Felipe, today I think we are not exploring a specific region. You're going to be maybe more telling us about what this news is and what you have to offer. So, I'll let
Thank you,
you.
Dominic. Thanks everyone for taking the time. It is my pleasure to be here with you as well. So yes, we have big news, and big news. I'm going to jump straight to it. Um, Terranova has entered a joint venture with another Costa Rican DMC called Origin Escapes. This has been launched from since July 15, so it's brand new. And I'm going to explain to you a bit about the why, what we're doing, and why we feel that we're going to create a huge impact in the Costa Rica tourism industry. So again, thanks everyone for the time. Terranova Origen is the new company that we are presenting right now. So as I told you, Terranova, which has always been represented by lovely Dominique, would be your more traditional DMC in terms of traditional luxury, right? And it brings to the merge a lot of experience in terms of the backbone processes, accounting, capability to grow, contracts with the hotels, etc., right? And on the other side, Origin Escapes, which is the other part of this joint venture, it's another Costa Rica DMC working on the market for 10 plus years that was founded by explorers. It started as an experience company and has always catered the ultra high net worth market. So this allowed for this company to work as sort of a research and development lab in order to create unique experiences that are authentic and that are not going you're not going to be able to find anywhere else, all operated internally, right? So we feel that this is the conjunction of two great forces, and we have had great feedback in terms of what we've been presenting. First at Travel Week, where was the official launch, where we met Dominique for the first time with the new company, and just the last week at Pure. So we got great feedback, and now these two separate entities have become one. Each one has its own niche. We are still going to funnel leads for each type of client that you can send us. So no problem. We have the expertise to cater your classic luxury, your high-end luxury, and your ultra high-end luxury as well. We have a very robust team. Very important to note that part of the merge allowed for us to change the financial perspective of the company. So we have invested heavily in terms of integrating vertically. So this means that we have a brand new fleet of luxury SUVs, 2025 Ford Broncos, Mercedes Sprinter vans with VIP configuration. We have in-house guides, in-house drivers, in-house hosts as well. And we have a ton of very beautiful toys, which I'm going to briefly mention at the end, which allowed for us to really come and be very disruptive in terms of what we feel is the best way to really get a good sense and experience Costa Rica, which is what I'm going to explain to you right now. All right. So let me see if I can pull through. So we really believe that Costa Rica is, of course, being Costa Rica my home, but it's also our playground, right? So adventure comes naturally. With our understanding of the country and what I explained at the beginning, we feel that we're really going to be able to revamp and reboost what Costa Rica has to offer. And let me tell you why. We believe, and part of it is why we entered a joint venture, that the lodging component in Costa Rica has been evolving for the past 20 plus years, right? So we have great ecologists, independent boutique ecologists that have put Costa Rica on the map, which I'm going to mention soon. And we've also had in the past 10 plus years some big brands opening their hotels right here. So you have your Four Seasons, your Andas, your Auberge, and just recently your Waldorf and your Ritz-Carlton, right? So the big players are also coming here. So lodging is evolving, but we feel or we felt the need to really come and challenge the status quo in terms of the experiences, because the experiences that Costa Rica is offering have lacked a bit. You know, we feel that they really stayed the same for the past 20 years and they're very classic. And probably these experiences, your Costa Rica 101 entry level experiences, your clients are going to be able to find elsewhere. Of course, we have the Costa Rican flair and the Costa Rican pura vida, as you can see right there, the background of Dominique, which makes it special. but we feel that there's really a better way to really showcase the special part of Costa Rica. So that's what we're going to do, right? All right, so as you can see, this is just to set your mindset in terms of imagining the level of creativity that we bring to the table and our creative process. This right here is a helicopter, for example, with a bike rack, which was inspired for us in terms of the experiences that the people who go skiing on the Alps can grant, can experience, you know. They go, they jump on the mountain, they go down the mountain, and they have a really cool, unique experience. So we did that. So we tropicalized the experience, right? And that is one small example of the things that we've done and the things that we're going to begin to offer to the industry. So you can see our playground, right? What is our angle here? What are we going to do to stay away from the cookie cutter perspective and to really be able to provide a different pitch, a different angle, and a different proposal for our common clients, right? So the first thing is that we understand and we divide Costa Rica into different ecosystems, right? And I have them presented right here, and I'm going to give you a very short breakdown just so you can understand and that we can begin to speak the same language, right? From top left to right, the first one that we have right here is the one that we call our ocean playground, which would be your northern Guanacaste region, your more traditional region in terms of hosting the Four Seasons, the Andas, the Waldorf, the big brand hotels that I've just mentioned. So this region, we have dry forest meeting the sea, and the ocean right there is amazing, as you of course can see in the picture, where we have curated experiences that really allowed for us to create unique things that your clients can do, putting them on the spot at the right place and in the right time, right? So it can be above the water, under the water, up in the sky as well. So Guanacaste, right? Classic Costa Rica traditional. Then we of course need to have what we call the wildlife hotspot, which is pictured right here. This region is the Osa Peninsula, which is probably responsible for putting Costa Rica on the map, right? So this is where we have the most, one of the most biodiverse places on Earth. There's a lot of species, a lot of action happening right here. And this is where we feel that we can really create awesome tailor-made experiences that relate to wildlife and to the tropical Costa Rican rainforest. So this one also kind of famous because it really set the tone for what Costa Rica has to offer and for what we've been doing as a country for the since we launched the touristic eco model that has been so successful during the years. Then this region is off the beaten path, right? This is what we call the land of fire. So now you can understand the slang, the language that we're using. So each ecosystem has a vibe, and each ecosystem we name it because we feel that we can provide a vibe and begin to cater the different parts of the components that make for us a great Costa Rican experience, right? So the land of fire is that what we call the Bijagua region. This is a volcanic mountain range in Guanacaste. Of course, there's one very famous volcano in Costa Rica, which you can see right here where my mouse is pointing, which is Volcán Arenal, but there's a volcanic range passing through the country. So we have almost 200 more volcanoes. And this region is a really cool region where we have unique ecosystems and rural life. So we can provide really cool cultural experiences and where began to develop in terms of really cool ecologies, really cool haciendas, private states, waterfalls, rivers, etc. So again, highly recommended region. Then right here to the right, we have another region that is quite unique to us, which we call the countryside, which we would be composed by the Turrialba region and the mountains of Pérez Celedón, where there are famous ecologies, such as one called Pacuare Lodge, which I'm going to show you a couple of pictures below, which is a famous hotel in Costa Rica that was part of that Unique Lodges of the World program, where you need to raft down the river to get to the lodge. And we have other now branded hotels such as the Auberge Altagracia, which really create a special component right there. So we can also provide, for example, in this region, encounters with indigenous communities and really in-depth experience of forests. Then if we go down left to right, we have what we call surf vibes. Survives, we're combining this ecosystem with another one that we call Barefoot Tranquility, and these are composed by the towns of Santa Teresa and Nosara and the towns around it. This place, I think that probably rang a bell. It's been called Little Tulum. It's also part of what we have the blue zone of Costa Rica, so it's really becoming famous. And these towns are booming, so they have a bit more of an active lifestyle. If the people want to go out and enjoy nightlife, we have that as well. So it's really, really cool. Um, we have yoga, we have surf, we have different experiences that really allowed for us to create experiences, especially for clients who really want a bit more of oh, sorry, it passed, an active configuration of their vacation. Oh, wait, I cannot go back. Now, I'll go back. Then we have the most famous region of Costa Rica, probably, which is what we call the Green Haven, where Volcán Arenal is, which is the land of the most famous Costa Rican hotels in terms of the thermal waters, your wellness components, etc. Right? I'm gonna show you why we combine each ecosystem and why we try to go off the beaten path, but we also have the things that people are probably gonna come to request to you by specific name and last name because they've really been renowned and they've been really presented throughout a whole range of different media and they're really well positioned. This region is the number one region in Costa Rica. This one next to it, it's what we call the Mystic Mountains, which is where the Costa Rican cloud forest is, which is basically the region of Monteverde. This is also a Costa Rican hotspot, great for wildlife spotting, great for unique experiences, and a really cool place because it's very resilient to like foreign investment. So it's been really successful and it's really a lot of Costa Ricans doing great things there. So that's what we like to showcase there. And finally, right here, bottom right, we have what we call nature and mellow coast. And this is, if you can picture a map of Costa Rica, we have Pacific Ocean in one side, and on the other side, we have the Caribbean Sea. So this is where we present the Caribbean region, and there we divide it into two. The northern Caribbean part is what we would call the little Amazonian region of Costa Rica, which is called Tortuguero. So we have turtle hatching, we have great wildlife, we have now great lodging experiences as well. And then if you go down to the south, almost to the border of Panama, there's a killer wildlife refuge called Refugio de Vida Silvestre Gandoca Manzanillo, which is a really cool place that has a combination of jungle, beach, and then the Caribbean Sea. And the Caribbean Sea on the bottom has a lot of wildlife in terms of coral reefs, so it's really quite unique. Plus, this whole coast was developed some way or the other by the African Americans who we brought to Costa Rica back in the day to actually finish the railroad work that we have in the country. So this creates a melting pot of cultures that really creates a unique vibe and buzz, especially for the European clientele who really enjoy like this mix and match of quite unique things that we see. So these are our ecosystems. We have a couple of more. The first one would be like what we would like to call the capital, which is like the Central Valley region, which we feel that we need to develop and present because some clients are going to need to have an overnight in or out of the city. So we're also working on that. And the other ecosystem that we're working on right now, which are not featured right here, is what we call the Enchanted Coast, which includes the hotspot that we call Manuel Antonio, which is very, very famous, but tends to be quite busy. And then the Jaco Herradura region, which is quite accessible and easy, right, from anywhere in the country, especially from the capital city. So again, ecosystem. So you're probably wondering, why did these guys come up with this, right? What composes an ecosystem? And it's not just a vibe for us. So for us, just to give you a quick glimpse, and then of course we can expand on a private webinar with you or your teams. An ecosystem for us has to have three components. The first component is that each ecosystem has an accessible way to move clients around via a domestic airstrip. Why? We're a small country, 52,000 square kilometers, but it can get complicated sometimes to connect point A and point B through a ground transfer. We know how to do it, but probably the best and most convenient way is via a small plane 12-seater Grand Cessna Caravan. So we have two domestic airlines that can do it. We can charter planes, and we charter quite a lot of planes, or we have helicopter suppliers as well. So that's the first characteristic. The second characteristic is that in each ecosystem we have defined a selection, of course, of the eco lodges or the hotels that can also be branded that exist in the region. So we have a really well curated selection right there, but we are complementing it, sorry, with a really cool selection of private villas, states, haciendas, so that you can put in front of your clients the option of going to a traditional hotel, if you will, or to a private villa. The villas, we don't just throw your clients there. We cater them, we fully staff them, we make sure that everything is on point, and they're also world-class standards in what we like in terms of quality. So high tread linen, can we make sure that ACs, lights are working, we can reinforce for to have turn down services, etc. So no problem whatsoever with that. And then finally, we have in each region our own array of signature experiences to complement that traditional experiences that Costa Rica has to offer. So for example, yes, we of course have relationship with everyone who is doing zipline, hanging bridges, teleferic. In some cases, we are operating our own zipline, our own rafting, etc., because we like to have a lot of control over the experiences that we provide. But we also offer a ton of differentiating experiences, and that is what we really love and what's in Naritos and in our DNA. Finally, to like close the idea in terms of the ecosystems for us, in an ideal world, a client who decides to come to Costa Rica with us is going to be able to experience at least two of these ecosystems, hopefully three, or hopefully they can experience more. But we feel that if they manage to experience them in a combination that has been curated by us, that's going to allow for clients to really get a good taste of what Costa Rica has to offer, and they usually become raving fans in the country, right? So now I'm going to show you like a quick composition of each ecosystem. This one right here, for example, these are the private villas that we have in our ocean playground in the Guanacaste region. So now you can begin to understand, all right, this region seems a bit more high-end, a bit more sophisticated. And yes, I mean, look at the quality of lodging that we have, right? So as you can see, really world-class states and private properties overlooking the ocean with world-class service, world-class food, etc., right? But we don't want to limit our guests to just having these types of experiences, even though we understand that some guests, this is non-negotiable for them, right? We can have them there, and we can use this as a base and take them to experience Costa Rica in the way that we like, to our different experiences in the ecosystems in the ecosystems that we have. But then on the other side, this one, for example, is a private state that we use in what we call the land of fire, the Bihagua region that I explained before. So you can begin to see a lot of personality, a lot of uniqueness, right? It's a bit more rustic, yes, but there we have sent the high roller clients that we've gotten, and they really have a killer experience because it's quite unique. They didn't expect to find this in Costa Rica, and then we complement it with the experiences, and then it creates a memorable experience, right? So again, this is the type of things where we tell you we really like to challenge the status quo. Then right here, this is in the countryside that I explained, the Turrialba and the mountains of Pérez de León. And this is an interesting combination because you can see on the left side, that's where Pacuare Lodge is located right there. So as you can see, that's the hotel that I mentioned, Nadia Unique Lodge, one of the reference in Costa Rica. You need to raft down a river to actually get to the hotel. But on the right side, you have a branded hotel, the auberge that we have here in Costa Rica, Altagracia. So yes, it's like two different things, but our expert team knows how to combine, mix and match, and be able to provide a seamless experience for the clients. I mean, and what I want to say here is that people are not going to feel the contrast between one of the independent ecologists and one of the branded hotels because we know how to do it and we know how to combine also room categories and the itinerary itself. So it's sharing our knowledge to creating the best experience possible. And finally, right here, we have a couple of beautiful independent boutique ecologies, one being Origins Lodge, which is in the Bihagua region, world-class experience, superb, on point, which is, they are actually opening right now a hotel focus for families that we're super excited to begin to use. And the other one, another independent hotel, part of small luxury hotels called Rio Perdido, which is near the Liberia airport, which is up and coming and where we feel that it's going to take its place in terms of leading or spearheading the wellness efforts in Costa Rica. All right, guys. So traditional we can do for sure. So horseback riding, yes, but why not challenge the status quo and just elevating that experience and creating, for example, a killer experience in terms of, all right, let's go horseback riding within the jungle with expert guides, with cool, really cool toys. Go enjoy the tapirs, for example, of the beaten path. We have collaborations with NGOs, so we don't just go and try to be lucky and find them. We know where they are and we contribute to the environment because part of this merge with Terranova Origen is responsible tourism. That's in Aritos, that's non-negotiable, and that's part of what actually make that the, both companies got the interest on working together. Another example, why instead of offering clients the option of going kayaking in the ocean, which is a really cool experience, but it's a traditional experience. You know, you're gonna go to any beach and everyone is doing it. We have Polynesian style outrigger canoes. You can cover more ground. You can work as a team. You can have really cool and close wildlife encounters. So that's again how we're thinking and what we're presenting right now. Then we have, for example, these sea bobs, right? Really cool devices like jet skis to move underwater, etc. Really cool. But why not create a unique experience where we can bring the guests to enjoy and become a dolphin right here with the resident megapod of spinner dolphins that we have in the Pacific waters in Costa Rica? Again, guys, this type of experience, this is a signature experience that we have. This involves plenty of know-how. It's a pricey experience for sure, but you really need to know what you're doing to put your client in the right place at the right time and have a safe experience. And that's what we're doing because I want to reinforce the point. We're not outsourcing it. We are doing it in-house, and we are bringing years and years of experience in order to be able to deliver this type of experiences that we have. So I know that we are running out of time. We are masters of the extraordinary. We are here to challenge the status quo. We are a no cookie cutter DMC. We're not order takers. We're always going to try to understand you, your clients, where they've traveled with you, what were the highlights, what didn't work. And we're going to try to come up with a unique proposal to be able to present it and to be able to provide a great experiences for our clients. We understand that we are your boots on the ground. So we don't want to take credit. It's all about you. We're not working like branded. We're working white label and we've had years and years in the industry. And of course, we have the backup of people like Dominique who really know what they're doing, and that's why you're all here. And we have a really robust team of experts that create magic in the region. So, guys, I want to appreciate the time that you provided me. And I'm sorry, I think I ran a bit long, but if you have any questions, please, this is the moment. I'm going to see if there's something in the chat, maybe.
Voilà. Thank you very much, Felipe. No, no, you're absolutely not running. We start at 2:05, it's 28, so you do have a few minutes. Thank you for
Perfect.
giving us a little test. I know you didn't go too much. You just give us a little test, which is, I know
That was
exactly,
the
I
idea.
know what you can do more, but it was an introduction today. So maybe on
Exactly.
a future webinar, you will target something a little in depth for a different destination, huh?
No, of course. And if you want a private webinar with you, with your teams, we'll be happy to engage. We're working on sample itineraries right now to be able to share as well.
Mhm.
And again, guys, any questions that you might have, you have our contacts in Dominic websites. They're listed, even if it's just using as a sounding board. You know, hey, do you think it's a good idea? Hey, what maybe you can help me to think about this. We have this proposal. What do you think? We're happy to engage because at the end we understand that we're also contributing to making the Costa Rican presence worldwide more robust. So we're always happy. We're proud Costa Ricans, and we are here to help out.
Connie said, thank you. I love working with Terranova, and I know I love Terranova Origin. Can't wait to send more clients. Yeah.
Thank you, Connie.
Voilà. Maybe I should tell my little story that I was always very proud, always proud to work with Terranova, and they were a VIP advisor that I could not get because she said, "Sorry, Dominic, I'm working with Origin," and I'm like, "Who is this Origin stealing my spot?" I think we are the best. So when I heard about the merger, I said, "Yes, we have no more competition. Terranova Origin. I cannot be happier." Voilà. So
Thank you,
my
Dominic.
true story.
All right, so Shirley, how many days do you suggest if client wants Caribbean side and Norway side with Arenal? Look, I would say that 7 days is a good amount of time to be able to experience two of the ecosystems that I presented. In an ideal world, your clients would come for 12 nights, and then we can create a magic mix and match at these three ecosystems. But I would say seven we can work with for sure,
Mhm,
depending on the budget, and we would probably recommend moving them by air. If they cannot move by air, then we can plan. We don't have like transfer days where they're just gonna sit on the car for 9 hours. We call them experience days, where we take them and we meet them halfway. We have an experience in a private farm, for example, cut to the middle, and then they can continue to their other lodging.
mhm. Shirley, you said how many days do you suggest his clients want
Yes,
Caribbean? Oh, but yeah, you did it. I agree, 10 to 12 nights more relaxing, huh?
of course, yes. No
But it
rush.
depends of the time you will have always, you can always adjust. You do what I
Exactly,
said, and you suggest the air transfer to go a little further, huh?
exactly. So it's all about the experiences, guys, and that's where we have the know-how. That's where we have built our ethos, and that's where I think that we're gonna really be standing out from everyone else.
Mhm. And I don't know about you guys, but I want to go swimming with a dolphin. So I'm sure yeah, adults and kids are going to be looking for that experience as well. Huh?
I'm gonna leave it there for you guys to really get
Oh, yes.
inspired. But
Yes.
but yes, this one
Voilà.
it's a sublime experience.
Yes, yes, yes. And also
Unmatched.
Santa Teresa, with its blue zone, I think it's something also. I went in few places in Costa Rica, but never explore Santa Teresa. So that's definitely something. And you're not too far. So even when guests don't have 10 nights or 12 nights, you could go a short trip and then adjust the itinerary. Huh? So,
Yes, yes, of course. We're always gonna be able to suggest what we feel best, and we're not afraid of saying like, hey, this is probably not a good idea because it's a stretch.
yes, yes,
At
yes.
the end, we're handling your clients, and we understand that everything is connected, and we deliver an experience as a team, Dominique, us, you, for your clients. So
Yes.
we're always going to bring our expertise there.
So, Felipe, I think we have a fun trip coming up or formings. Connie say also, me too, Dominic, dolphins, here we come. So be
Of course.
prepared.
Of course, we have two CBOPs at the
Ah,
Northern
no, that
Pacific
would be
region, two
fantastic.
CBOPs at the Southern Pacific region,
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
a lot of more things which I'm going to present privately to each of you if you want. But
Ah,
yes, a lot of beautiful toys
magic.
that no one else is having right here.
Thank you. But I know you're very unique, and I know you have stunning villa that only you have access to, actually.
Correct,
Huh?
correct.
Voilà. So it's not like you're showing villa that your clients can find somewhere else. No, some villas, you're the only one. You do
Yes,
still have some festive availability. I know that many are still looking for festive. You do have some,
yes.
huh? Voilà.
Yes,
So
I'm gonna share with Dominique, and then maybe you can push like a mailing. Can also
yes.
follow up with the list of the mailing.
Mhm.
And yes, many of the things that we're gonna be able to provide, like the sample itineraries, our private villa collection, etc., are being worked on right now because they're being branded on the new brand voice imagery, etc. Because again, it's a new
Roger?
company, so we're booming right now. All engines rolling, but we're moving and we're moving strong.
Voilà. Thank you very much, Felipe. There was a different access to Costa Rica, but now everybody knows that they have already the best, but also a little more, huh? Something that
Exactly,
no one else can find, huh?
exactly.
Elisa said, thank you, Felipe. Voilà.
Thank you.
I think we don't have any more questions. So I'm going to leave everyone welcoming you on board with on the collection as part of Origin and to complement Terra Nova and looking forward for all this beautiful webinar and visit that we're going to do together.
Oh, yes, we will.
Voilà.
All right. Thanks, everyone, and
So
hope
thank
that
you,
you have a great
everyone.
day.
Buenas tardes. Goodbye. Bye.
Ciao.